Hi, Matt Wicks from SSW here. I want to show you a fix I've made to the SSW Clean Architecture repository that allows external people to fork the repository and then submit a pull request with their work. Now here's the SSW Clean Architecture repository. We use a GitHub action called Test Reporter, which is really cool because we include it as part of our CI process. We go like .NET Build, .NET Test, and then we can get it to generate a nice a job summary on the side. It's not a real job, but it shows a bit of markdown so we can see, hey, did the tests all pass, which one failed? We can click on the file and get some information on there. So that's really cool. So seeing that in action, we've got it here. This is a recent commit that I did, and we can see if I go to tests and click on it, we can see all the different test results. One of the issues we had recently was on a pull request, somebody was trying to prove the solution, and when they created the PR, the test report failed. Now, this is a known issue with the test reporter action when you're on a public repository and you don't give out right access to everyone, but you let people fork the repository and then submit a pull request. There's a bit of a thing going on where you need to have right access as part of your GitHub token in order to add in all that nice summary. But if you're on a fork, you don't have right access because it's a security issue. So what you do is on your main run, you execute the tests and you upload the results as a build artifact. Then you have a separate workflow that runs. And what that does is it runs in the context of your main branch on your side, not the fork. And by doing so, it does have read-write access to the actions. You can download the test results from this workflow and create the reports. Now let's see how we implement that. So here I'm on our .NET workflow, which runs on push to main and on a pull request to main. And we run .NET Test. And then at the bottom, I've just put in a little comment because it looks a bit funny to upload artifacts. So I'm just giving people a bit of context. It's like, hey, I'm doing this as per some documentation. It doesn't matter if it succeeds or fails. We're going to upload an artifact called test results, and we're going to grab all the TRX files and upload that. Then I've got a second workflow file here. Now this is triggered on a workflow run. I specify the workflow name here, .NET, and I say, hey, when the workflow run called .NET has completed, then you're going to run. I'm going to give you some ability to write and read and write some stuff. And we're just going to run an action. I specify an artifact name here, so it knows which artifact to pull. Give it a name, tests for the name of the check run that's going to be on the side. Say, grab all the TRX files, and I'll say, hey, which reporter to use. So it's .NET TRX. It knows how to report on the file. Then when that runs, we should get a nice experience. Now I've created a fork here, and I've made some updates to the workflows. So I'm just going to go and contribute. So I've opened a pull request. I've added a description in terms of what I did. So there's a bit of a, I guess you'd call it a bug or an issue with the test reporter, and that's if you've got multiple workflows running at the same time, the test reporter may not know which workflow to attach the results in because they all have the same commit SHA. So I'm trying to fix that by just running our CodeQL checks and our ADR publishing after the main workflow runs. So hopefully that'll work as expected. I'm going to request some feedback from Daniel, and he'll watch this video very soon, and I'll create that pull request. So there we go. We can see that our pull request build is kicking off. I'm going to just let that run. Now we can see it's running some tests at the moment, and it's going to publish it. Now, what will then happen once this is complete? Okay, so that's finished, and it has uploaded a test report. So we can see it run the upload artifact. So it's uploaded a test report. If I go back to the pull request and look at all the checks, we can see stuff was successful. And then another action has come in, and we can see this is for pull requests tests. It's got a big tick. I'll look at that. And we can see that on the .NET action, a new tests check has come in here, and we've got the nice report on the side. And this is all running from my fork. So if I go back to the Clean Architecture actions and I look at the test report workflow, we can see that I completed it here. And this is essentially, I've run my CI build, then this action here has picked it up, it's generated a report, and then attached it back to my CI build. So now the pull request has all checks passed. I'm going to give Daniel a call and get him to do an over-the-shoulder check of this pull request, and we'll get it merged as soon as possible. What did we go through? I showed you that we can use the test reporter action to add a new check stage to our CI process and actually report on the state of our unit tests in a nice readable format. And then I've shown you a couple of the limitations. One of them being, if you are a public repository and you let people fork, there's a little bit of extra documentation you have to read. And then another gotcha is when that action is attaching the test reports back to the original workflow, you need to make sure it's going to attach to the correct workflow. So there are occasions, it is a known issue that it may go to the wrong one. So there you go. This is Matt Wicks from SSW, signing off. Thanks for watching.